Hey everyone, it's Cathy Zielske. Welcome back to my channel and my studio. Today I've got another installment of something old, something new, something borrowed, and something blank. Today I've pulled some products from Gina K Designs for the new category and actually for the old category as well. But to see how all of this comes together and how I turned a fishbowl into a snow globe, stick around. That video is coming up next. So here's a look at the products I'm going to be using today. My something new is Gina K's Master Layout 16. I have a video that I did where I created a little ocean scene porthole, and I'll be sure to pop a card up here in the right if you want to check that out. But when I saw what is actually a fishbowl, I saw a snow globe. So today I'm going to put that theory to the test. Snow hills and snow globe. You can see it, right? All right, then I have my something old is actually this beautiful winter wonderland village. I'm only probably going to use the trees, not sure, might put in one house. For my something borrowed, I just ordered this and it arrived. It's a little cube of white pigment ink. The technique is what I'm going to borrow today because I saw a video where Gina K and Jennifer McGuire were doing things with white pigment ink, and one of the things you can use it for is making snow. I would have never thought to do that, so that is my borrowed. My blank I don't know yet, but my ink colors today are going to be this beautiful blue denim, medium lilac, and lovely lavender. I'm going for a very purpley background. Plus I've got some white Gina K cardstock, so I'm going to get started first with, let's see here. I think I'm going to cut out my snow globe. To make my globe outline, I am going to use both of these pieces together. And this is going to give me the thinnest little outline for my globe. Well, not super thin. I just have to make sure I'm getting it. You know what? I'm going to use a craft pick for this because I feel like the magnets hold and it's a little hard to slide it around. I am going to put some tape on this because I want the outline of the globe to be silver. And I'm just going to run this through my electric die cut machine and cut this shape out. So here's my first layer. Let's pick you up. I love this little magnet for this very purpose. Okay, we have liftoff. This is the outline to my globe. Now what I need to do, and I can actually save this for other things as well, I need to try, and I'm going to actually try to save this a little. I need to cut out a few more of this out of some white cardstock. So I'm just trying to keep that positioning together. And I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera to have a few extra layers that I can use to build up some dimension. Just wanted to show you this real quickly. My magnet's sticking to everything. By leaving them taped together, you can be sure you are cutting out the same size. And then all you have to do, I don't care about this middle if it sticks. Actually, I could use some of those for the trees. But then you just poke this out. And you keep right on cutting as many as you need. I think I'm going to probably do, I don't know, maybe this will be enough because I'm going to put, oh no, you know what? I'm going to cut out at least one more to get a little dimension because I'm going to have to sandwich in a little acetate for the front of my globe. So I went ahead and cut out a piece of acetate using, this is lightweight acetate, by the way, from Simon Says Stamp. It cut perfectly. I didn't have any issues at all. I'm going to set this aside for now because we are not done with our dies. Now what I'm going to do is using my glue, I'm going to glue the first 3 layers together for some dimension. And this is just going to give me the little sides of the globe, all right? And again, I know I saw Gina made the cutest fishbowl and I was like, I didn't know. I just thought it was a snow globe. All right, so here we go. I'm going to put those layers together. And the nice thing is because of that sort of etching on the die cut, they really feel like they just kind of join together almost like puzzle pieces. It's pretty nice. So I'm going to keep going here, pressing this down and getting these glued together. And then on top of this second, or after I get the 3rd layer on, I'll put the acetate on. Okay. And that will be sandwiched in between this layer and the silver top layer. Popping you in. And I'll just press that for a second. Now here I want to be a little careful with just a very light on the edge. I don't want my glue to ooze in to the center window area that I'm about to put on. And you can add more if you like. I think for the sake of this card today, because I'm making the globe, but it's not necessarily going to be a shaker, and it'll make sense in a minute. So we're just going to line this up right on top and pop that into place and let that adhere. And as soon as that glue has had a chance to do its thing, then I will glue this on top and let that all adhere, and then I'm going to move on to working on what's going to go inside. The next step here, I've got a little mini waffle flower grip mat, and you can put the measurement piece on the back, but I realize I don't really need to do that because I want to be able to see my mat better. So I'm putting down this piece of cardstock. So I just cut a little piece to size, and as long as I can make my blend in that shape, I'm going to be good to go. So I'm going to use a series of inks. Let me clean off my brush. My paper towel roll is getting a little low, but what I do is just run my brush over to get it cleaned. And now I will put on a little music and just add this blended background to kind of fill this panel because I'm going to be cutting it out. Let's put this, it goes this way. I never know. Okay, let's go. So now you can see how I can have my little sky, and my snow should show up on it. Oh, I just got ink all over my wrists. Oh, remind me later when I'm like, where did that come from? That's what happens when you set your hand down. Okay. I'm just going to let that sit for a minute before we cut that background out. So now what I'm going to do is lift this off the grip mat. So now I have that pretty little background, and that is going to be part of the background here. I need to cut some hills and this shape and do a little snow. So let me cut a hill first. I am going to cut out a couple of, let's see here, little snow hills, and I will be using them, I think, to make the look that I'm making. I'm not exactly sure yet, but let's get a couple cut and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, I'll run those through. Now this cardstock is actually some 80 pound that I have, which is the Nina Classic Crest Solar White. And it's thinner, and the reason I wanted it is because I know that I don't have a lot of depth to work with here. So we'll see. I may just add a couple of hills like that. And it's not going to have a huge amount of dimension because let's visualize this. Okay, we've got, well, actually, you know what? I could go ahead and just cut this one first, and then I know exactly. I may only have one little hill. Oh, that would be so cute in there. Oh, and now you're barely even going to get any of my my lavender. You know what? I might just do that. I am going to cut this right about here, well, with the die. So let's get the die lined up because we want to preserve some of that lavender, and I'm going to cut this out for my background. So let me run that through real quick. And then once I have that up, get you out of the way here, I know that that's there. Then I'm just going to pick which one of my snow hills I'm going to use. And actually, I have all kinds that I could pick. I have, well, let's see. Because what I want is just a little so that I can put my trees in there. And let's take a look at that. That might be just enough, right? Because we don't want too much. And if I cut this now with this die, that is going to cut perfectly out of, oh, come here now. Come here. I gotcha. Okay. All I have to do is kind of just frame it out in here, and that is going to work just like a puzzle piece here. So let me cut that out, and now I'm going to pull out my little splats box so I can put some snow on there as well. We'll cut that first. Alrighty. Oh, magnets. I love this little magnet. It's a nail polish magnet, but it just makes it so nice for picking up dies. And now you can see how this is going to fit perfectly right there on the base, just for that little bit of snowdrift. And I mean, I could add one more layer of snowdrift. In fact, you know what? Maybe I do want to take one more and we'll see. All right, I'm gonna do it because then I can put one just a little bit here off to the side. We'll see what 2 looks like because that's gonna come nicely there. So I'll cut that out. I may change my mind and just use one or the other because I don't want to get it too filled up here. But if you see here, we put this under here like that. No, I would have to glue them together. That would, you know what? I don't know. Let me see. Let me pop you here. I actually might like that too. It's really up to you, you know, whatever. But I'm sticking with my original because this is just going to be perfect. All right, let's add some snow, and then off camera, I'll cut some trees. So this is my borrowed technique that I have never tried. I'm going to get the cube. I know I undid the tapes, but I think it's a little stuck. All right, here, get in there. There we go. All right, so I have fresh pigment ink. Oh, okay, it's such a juicy pad. This is a whole new thing. All right, I'm spritzing on some water. I'm going to get my little paintbrush a little damp here. I'm going to pick this up. I hope I didn't make it too watery. And just spatter some, oh, that is a beautiful spatter. Look at that. They're so delicate. We're getting snow. This is a whole new thing because this is very not messy, right? Just using, oh, and it's so fine. I hope it's showing, yeah, it is showing up a little. But that, for a very fine spatter, that's pretty good. I mean, I wonder what would happen if I darken it up just a little. Just get a little more in there like that. Okay. And get that a little wet. That is a very spattery little sky. Maybe a little more water for bigger blobs. But that's really pretty. There we go. There's some of the bigger blobs I was looking for. Just needed a little more water. All right, and that I'm going to let dry because that is my snowy sky. So all I have here now are a few little trees, and I'm actually going to take my liquid adhesive, okay, like that. And I'm going to add this to the base. All right, so we have our base snowbank. I mean, you can kind of see how you could, I mean, you could really do this any way you like, right? You're just going to get that right there, drop it down, okay? And there's our little snow base. Now, I know that this is going to be right on top. Oh, did I get some glue on there? Let's wipe that away. Adhesive eraser always comes in handy. There we go. That comes right off. Okay. And now all I have to do is put a tree in. And I'm actually, let me see, how far down does that go? It's going to be right. I think I'm going to cut this tree a little bit. I'm going to give it a tree cut. And I'm going to cut it right there because I want this all to be contained in my little scene. And you can kind of see it's a very small scene, right? This is not, we are not having a lot happening here. I hope I didn't go too far down with that, but I don't think so, because what I'm going to do is just have my trees inside here like that. Now, I could put some sparkly things in if I wanted. You know what? I shouldn't have cut that. Let me get another one. I'm not loving the way that feels. Okay, there we go. I think I cut too much of it off because I do want it to seem like, you know, that's a little more. I want this other tree to seem smaller. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the first tree down with a little liquid adhesive, add the second one, and then I might just add a few sequins in to make it a little shiny. But again, I'm not making a traditional like shaker. I just wanted this to be a little snow globe. Okay, where is my glass brick? Because I'm going to need to pop you here. Okay, like that. Off to the side and press, and I'll pop that on. I mean, even just a single tree in here would be beautiful, but this little, and again, this is a winter card that I'm sharing not during the winter season, but I really didn't know it was a fishbowl. And I had to prove to myself, no, it's a snow globe. It's actually both. It's a furniture wax and a floor polish. Now that dates me. All right, we're going to pop you right about there on the hill because I want that to have a little separation. All right, drop it down and get that straighter. I think that will be fine. They both look straight there. All right, and press. I need the smallest sequins I can find in here. So I'm going to be looking for the very little ones, not the big ones. And this, these are the Sparkle All the Way from This Calls for Confetti. And I will pick up the smaller ones only because these will easily, oh, let's go cupboard. These will easily clear the little frame that I'm going to have coming in. And I'll go ahead and just pop these down. I guess this is technically a boop, but it'll just add a little extra. Oh, I just messed that one up. Okay, where did you go? All right, let's get another little small one. Come here now. Oh my, okay, right there. Boop. Boop. Very easy to pop these in. Boop, as long as you're just in enough, boop, so that the frame, boop, can pop right on top. I still have to do my snow globe base. Boop. I don't know what I'm going to do for a greeting yet either, but you know what? We're going to get there when we get there. All right, so liquid glue all along the outside here. And again, I'll try not to ooze it into the project below. So kind of sticking on the outside there, like that. And now we just pop it down on top, like that. Make sure it's lined up. And then I'm going to pop my brick on here and let that adhere. And I'll have some other elements ready for the base when I come back. Now it's time to add a base. And I just took this, which is actually the top of the fish bowl. And what I'm going to do is glue it right over the top of this little strip here. And I don't think that's going to ooze out because that then becomes the base of my snow globe. Yeah, that's right, snow globe. Okay, that looks really good. Get it right in there. Now, if you want, you can also take what is the base of the fish bowl, right? That's the base that when you're making it a fish bowl. I cut out a whole mess of white cardstock layers and topped it with silver. And I might even need one more, but that could be the base of my snow globe if I want it. And actually, I do think I will cut out a few more in white cardstock just to see if I want to use it in the final card. So I'll do that off camera and then we'll move on. So I've got my intercut out, and I am going to emboss this onto my panel. And I've got it set to 2D emboss. I hope this is the right tension, but we're about to find out because I'm going to put this on my plate. I've got it set to -5. I may have to change it, but we will see how this feels. And I can tell as soon as I start to run it through. Oh, no, that feels good. All right, we're going for it. Might be a little tight, but if anything, it's going to give me a nice deep emboss. Oh, but look how good that looks. Oh, that's so good. Okay, now I just need to get a note card and show you my greeting. I went ahead and put my snowflake panel on, and then I just did a very simple greeting. This is actually from my CZ Design Holiday Typewriter Trio. They're very minimal greetings, and I just thought having one here at the bottom would be so pretty with this card. And honestly, I could have just done a single tree in there, and I think that would have been fine too. But I am going to start by bringing in my ruler here. And I'm not going to use that extra little base piece because I kind of like it just looking like that. So let's glue this on with some liquid glue. Hold that in place nicely. And we will center that right on the panel using my T-square to help me get that center point and to make sure that it's straight. I think we could come over just a bit. That's pretty good. Oh, I just moved it a little. There we go. And I'm going to put my brick on and give that a second to adhere just because of the embossing underneath. There are different points of contact. And then while that's happening, I will do the same here and use the liquid glue to add this on. And again, I got to make sure that I get all the little points of contact to the best of my ability. And we'll just put that liquid glue on. All right. And the piece will go right underneath, almost like it's the base itself. And I glued probably 4 of these little pieces together. Took a little while because it's a very delicate little friend. Just kind of get that straightened out on that little line. I think I could come up a little here, like that. I think that's cute, and I'm going to pop this right on here and let that adhere. To finish off this card, because it is such a tone-on-tone sort of feel with that panel, I'm just going to put 3 at the top of the same sequin. Boop, 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 and 3 at the bottom. Sometimes I go odd numbers, sometimes I go even, boop, but it's all meant to just add a little visual connection from the top to the bottom and the center, and look at that card. So, fishbowl or snow globe? It can be both. So we have our something old, which are the tree dies that are part of the Winter Village, something new, which is this die set, and I guess something old could also be my little greeting, and even this little embossing folder. The something borrowed is the spatter technique using white pigment ink, which I have never done before. And I'll zoom in here so you can see it makes for a really pretty winter sky. See that in there? I think that turned out. And for my something blank, I guess we could say something wintry. You can find links to all the products I used in today's video in my YouTube description box. I'll also have a link to a blog post with photos and more details as well. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, I'd love to have you, so hit that subscribe button and be sure to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss the next time I post. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day. To see another card project I created with this same die set, check out the thumbnail on the left, plus on the right, another video you might be interested in checking out.